Thanks for having me back.
I mean, I have to tell you, I don't know how you eat this and look like this.
I know.
Well, if I could tell you that, I would, but I got to keep it secret, you know.
Exactly.
But I will say I'm in the gym all the time. Me and Cameron lifting 500 pounds plus, bench pressing. You know, so
with me.
You know,
actually.
it's all moderation. You know, not abstaining from anything, just everything in moderation. You'll be all right.
It's true.
You know what? I think you put on your little brother's shirt.
Thank you, Babies R Us, for outfitting me today. I appreciate
You barely put that on your body.
medium.
Come on,
This is
man.
actually an extra large, though.
Okay.
You know, clothing shopping is pretty hard for me, but I make it work.
Well,
I make it work.
with
Yeah.
You look amazing.
And listen,
Thank you very much.
Everything in moderation. There is a
Everything in
moderate
moderation.
size.
Yes.
Thank you,
cake
Don.
right there.
Yes.
So you guys
Dig in, guys. Dig right in.
Marissa, get right in there, Cameron.
Yeah. Let's do
So
it.
you say that this delicious pie really reminds you of a box of chocolates that we
In the
get
words
for Valentine's
to
Day.
quote the great poet Forrest Gump, this dessert is like a box of chocolates. Literally, you have, you know, chocolate, you have raspberries, you have nuts, you have creamy, you have salty, you have just amazingness. So this dessert, as you can hear the ums and ahs over here,
right.
it literally is the
Like,
personification
really.
of a box of chocolate in a dessert.
And it's beautiful, and
Thank
it
you.
starts with this delicious custard over here.
All right, so what we have right here going right now is low and slow. We have heavy cream, and we have egg yolk in there. It's gonna get that nice, luscious, creamy mouthfeel from that.
Okay.
And you gotta be careful, low and slow. You don't want it to boil. We're making
Okay.
desserts here. We're not making scrambled eggs.
Okay.
So what you do
Just
right
stir
there,
that.
you
You
got
pull
that
that
going
over.
for about 4 or 5 minutes.
Pull it over to
So
this
that gets nice to this one.
Yeah, 'cause
4 or
this is
5
not
minutes.
enough.
And then from there, this is a chocolate
So good.
hazelnut tart. So what we
Okay.
have here is a chocolate hazelnut spread.
You are
I
speaking-
can't mention the brand, but chocolate hazelnut spread.
You are speaking
Nutella. We
my
put that in
language.
there.
This is outrageous.
Thank you. You see?
So good.
It's
How come
so
it's
good.
light?
Pretty much what you're doing this, thank you very much, darling, is the heavy cream is gonna really kind of, you know, when you whip it up, because of the heavy fat content and the heavy cream, it gets real, it
Light.
emulsifies and light. So when you whip it up, all that fat just really kind of volumizes. Then you fold it in with the chocolate, gets a really nice and
Like a
airy
mousse.
and creamy, like a mousse. It is a mousse.
Yeah, a mousse.
Yeah, so what you do then next is you pretty much melt down that Nutella inside of that heavy cream, inside that butter. It's gonna give it that real nice velvety mouthfeel.
That's the best idea I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
That's a freebie, you guys can have that.
Wow, that's
right.
amazing.
So once that melts down in there, gets nice and emulsified, you wanna go ahead,
Oh my
stir it all
goodness,
together,
David.
and I'm gonna have you go ahead, help me out here.
Okay, you wanna put this over
You want
here?
to pour this into the chocolate chips. The reason I use chocolate chips for this recipe is because who doesn't have chocolate chips in their pantry? You know, feel free to get wild, get crazy. It's Valentine's Day.
Okay.
Hot
Dark chocolate?
Dark chocolate, yes.
yeah.
Something with pretty good, you know, fat content in there. 80%, 70% chocolate.
chocolate,
And what you
okay.
do then is you go ahead and you pour that into and over those chocolate chips.
Now,
'cause you
why
wanna
are
get it
we
melted.
why are we putting it through the sieve?
Right now, because of the eggs, you might have some, you know, egg particles
I
or
got it.
solids. So you want to
Okay.
have a nice, fine, smooth, creamy, luscious mousse. So you want to
Okay.
get rid of all of that. I'm gonna have you help me out here. Just kind
All
of
right.
use your spatula right there
that down in
and
there.
just pass it on through.
Just like that.
I hear quietness. So
no,
I hear forks
We don't know what
and I
to
hear
say.
lip smacking. So it can't be too bad,
I
huh?
don't want to interrupt you guys, but I honestly think this is my favorite dessert I've had in such a long time. I don't know what-
This is
this
wonderful.
really, really
Cameron,
incredible.
you're here, my friend. Thank you.
I'm-
Thank you very much.
Then
Thank you.
you
So what you
go
do,
on-
you go ahead and let that melt. You let
Okay.
those chocolate chips melt down.
Would it be bad to eat it like that?
I don't
No,
think
you
so.
could definitely,
I
no,
would
but it could
think so.
always be better with the accoutrements you have on there. You see the finished product.
So good.
But definitely, you know, anything chocolate, I'm all about it.
Yes.
So now you need to let the chocolateness cool because
Yes.
we're gonna whip in some whipped cream.
Exactly.
All
So
right,
we
what
go
do we have
over here to
here?
our fridge. We pop that in there, like so.
Here, I'll take that. There you go.
All right.
Take these.
And when it cools down, a little bit of kitchen magic here.
Okay.
About 15, 20 minutes. What you want to do then is make it nice and fluffy and mousse-like.
There you
So
go.
what we have here, I'm gonna have you jump in here.
Oh. Okay.
All right, so what you do have is you want to go ahead, you want to kind of, you know, not all of it at once, maybe
Okay.
about a third,
All right.
because we have whipped cream right here. We don't want to get rid of that volume. So you just
really
put about a
wanna-
third in there, fold all that in there. Look at you, you've done that a time or two before, haven't you?
Well, I know where you get those
Yeah,
muscles
see?
from.
If you're worried about these guns whisking and
Right.
folding them with spatulas, that is the secret.
That's
Cameron, you
the
got
secret.
I do. I'm
Write it down.
watching that. Look how
Write
good
it
that
down.
looks, though. I mean, doesn't that look unbelievable?
And you really have to fold.
See?
to keep
you
it
get it
right.
You want to keep it nice and airy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Then
put
once
the
you get about a
rest of it
third,
in
put the
there.
rest in there, yeah.
Okay.
So you're
get nice and
gradually
airy.
incorporating it because when you whip the whipped cream, it's nice and fluffy and light, and you want to keep that. If you put too much in too soon, it knocks all that air and volume out of it.
And it gets real dense.
Yes, and real dense. And we don't want dense mousse.
No.
We don't want it. We'll eat it, but we don't want it. You know, we'll eat it. We're not going to
Right.
not eat it.
You're not going to kick it out.
There you go. Look
All
at
right.
that. Oh, you've done it a time or two
Well,
before, haven't you?
I watch you.
Yes.
So then, after we've gotten this all incorporated and mixed
Yeah.
together beautifully, we pour it in this amazing crust.
Oh,
that you
yeah.
made.
crust.
This crust right here. I don't know about y'all, but when I'm on the plane, you get these little Biscoff cookies. I'm like, I'm going to bypass the meal. Just give me about 2 dozen of those Biscoff cookies.
I agree.
So what do you have here? You got Biscoff cookies in
You
there.
can buy those? I thought
You can buy those, yes.
No,
Yes,
you might
you
have
can
to
buy
make
them.
it.
You can buy them anywhere. Don't tell nobody.
And they're so good.
Good.
So what we have here is you can do a graham crust with anything, but it's Valentine's Day. You got your boo, let's do something special. So you got the Biscoff cookies, you got pralines in there because you like the nuts, and then you also have a little bit of kosher salt because sweet and salty play very well together. A little
And
bit of
some
butter.
butter.
And some butter. Thank you, bro.
You're
And
welcome.
you throw it in the oven, let that kind of all get together and solidify for about 5 minutes.
Become
Put it in the
friends in
fridge, let
there.
it cool down.
Okay.
And then,
next,
here we go.
And you end up with that.
after you, my love.
Should we pour this in
Yes,
there?
let's do it. Let's do it.
Debbie, go.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I don't want to make a mess.
Ah, look at that.
Oh my gosh, David.
Wow.
So beautiful.
Wow.
That is beautiful.
While Debbie's getting in
Uh-huh.
there, David, I want to ask you, I know when you're
Yes,
not in the
sir.
kitchen, you're hanging out with your 2 best buds.
Yeah,
the
those
dogs.
are my fur children. Yes.
Yes,
Little fur
that's
baby.
right. And,
Goliath and Picasso.
they get along great, but they look like they're kind of opposites.
They
but
are
they don't act
polar
like it.
opposites. But it's funny, it's like those old school cartoons, like the small dog. He's like always running the show. That's Picasso all the way. Definitely has little man syndrome, but they're lovely dogs. I love them to death. Yes.
It's like Mike
Yeah.
and Ike.
Mike and
We're
Ike.
jumping over the other
Exactly.
one. What are we gonna do today?
Yes, yes.
So then we put this in the fridge for how
Well,
long?
put it back in the fridge for about overnight, essentially, ideally, so it gets nice and
Oh my God.
nice
When
and
it lasts.
firm
Wow.
and comes all together. And ta-da! What we have here. It's all about presentation, because as much as it tastes good, it's got to look good, right?
Yes.
We have to
All
put
right.
the whipped cream and stuff on first?
I'm gonna cut you a slice.
and then do it?
And then do it.
Oh,
Yes, you can do the whole
individual.
tart, but I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna hook you up here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Debbie, you're gonna die.
So you see how that mousse firms up when it's in the fridge?
Look at
And it's just so creamy and light and moussey and tasty and delicious and every awesome descriptive word you can think of.
They get on those.
There you go.
And then we put some more of that whipped cream
Uh-huh,
on
we're
there?
gonna pull a couple
Cream
of
and some
accoutrements on there, a little more whipped cream
raspberries.
on there.
And what about this? Is that raspberry
That is a
compote?
raspberry compote. So in there, what we have is raspberries. We have a little bit of Grand Marnier orange liqueur. We have sugar, orange zest, orange juice. And hold on, we gotta put some on there as well.
Okay.
And you let that reduce down until it gets nice and sauce-like.
Well, you
Deb.
can put that on anything.
Debbie,
Anything.
I challenge you,
Anything.
Debbie, to eat just a little bit of that.
Yeah?
Just to, like, I challenge you
Is
to
that
try and just have a little.
One bite?
Yeah.
One
Yeah,
of those?
good
And
luck.
I don't think you can do it.
And then it is winter, so you let it snow.
There you go.
Chestnuts roasted on an open fire.
Aw.
Well, he's
The
also
Yule
a
log.
singer.
Is there a mistletoe somewhere?
Wonderful.
You were here last month.
That
There
is
you
it.
go.
And it
Seriously,
is Valentine's Day.
David.
So I'm gonna go ahead.
Cheers, you
There
guys
you
have a
go.
taste.
Allow
have a
me.
taste. Yeah, for sure.
If I
For
may,
more-
here you are.
Oh boy. Oh, this is happening. I don't
Take
want to
notes,
interrupt
guys.
this.
Take notes.
Aw.
You got that crunchy crust. You got that raspberry
You
compote.
got her,
that
David.
Creamy,
You
luscious.
got Debbie's heart. There it is.
You know?
Yeah,
And
you
that's
got
it.
All right, for more from
That is
Chef
it.
David,
That is it.
be sure to visit chefdavidrose.com. And as always, the full recipe will be at hallmarkchannel.com.